Hello, scholars. Welcome to day 3 of immigration. Today we're going to be reading a story called A Land of Opportunity. The things that you're going to learn today are to describe reasons immigrants leave their home countries to make a new home in the United States, also called push and pull factors. Explain why the United States was called the Land of Opportunity. Describe how immigration has brought millions of newcomers to the United States. And describe why some immigrants settled in the Midwest. Some vocabulary that you need to know for today's story is homestead, a farmhouse or other kind of house, and the surrounding buildings and land. Legally, allowed by law. Officially, approved by someone in charge. And support, to be loyal or to encourage someone or something. You probably recognize these from your vocabulary words for this week. So this is the Midwest, this green area. Part of it goes into the yellow area as well. So it's not so much the southern part of this green area, but the northern part. So these areas up here are the Midwest, and it goes over into Indiana and Ohio and Michigan as well. I know this because that's where I'm from, and it was considered the Midwest. Today's read aloud is about two immigrants from Northern Europe that moved to the countryside of the Midwest. They moved to a farm in the state of Wisconsin, which is right here, where the blue arrow is pointing. Other immigrants moved to nearby states, including Minnesota, which is right by it. Can you find Wisconsin and Minnesota on a U.S. map? Well, I just pointed them out to you. This is where Sweden is in Europe. It's up in northern Europe. So think about how living in the countryside might be different from living in a city. So if we think about that, the countryside has farms. If you go into the middle of Florida, out of Jacksonville and into the middle of Florida, you'll see a lot of orange farms and potato farms and soybean farms and even some corn. There's a lot of farmland in the middle there. So it's very different than living in Jacksonville where there's not so much land. So think about living in this area where there's a lot of farmland versus New York City where there's a lot of buildings. Today, as you read, I want you to think about that. So you're going to read the story and think about why would they have moved to the Midwest instead of the big city? Okay, so you're going to read the story. There are a few questions afterwards. If you have trouble reading, as always, there's a video of me reading it to you. Here is your vocabulary. Please look over those. Your spelling, again, suffixes. Practice writing those one time each. Let's look at your assignments. So today you have a comprehension page on A Land of Opportunity. Make sure you go back in the text and look for the answers. There is a word work page. And then for writing, I have added a page. So if you're still working on this page, that's fine. But I've added another page that I would like you to work on with your family. So we're just trying to gather information right now about your country. And that way, when you go to write your paper next week, you will have some information and some facts to look back at and to help you organize that paper. All right, guys, that's it for today. See you next time.